Hello, folks, and welcome back to Automotivated. This is John J.B. Burkhauser from Bolt-On Technology, and this is the second part of our Automotivated interview with Jesse McDowell from 360 Payments. In our last episode, he told us how text-to-pay can be used to change your processes in your shop and hopefully get payments faster and get the customers return for their next visit. So let's see what else Jesse has to share here. Yeah, and I think that whole question about folks aren't ready for this change and whatnot, I think that's all craziness. I think everyone, even the older folks, are texting now. I remember back in the day, oh, the old folks aren't going to text. Now they are. My mother now has an iPhone. So
Yeah.
we've got her how to use it. Now we're building her up to the texting section. So it's all possible.
Well, and every other thing that they're doing, like you said, texting is part of every industry. Like grocery stores now, I can just shoot off a text, have the groceries bagged, and by the time I get there, they even come out and put it in my trunk. I don't even remember the last time I walked into a grocery store. So it's not it's not an automotive thing. It's a shift in just purchases, just how consumers are using their cards and how they're using payments in general. And if they're able to use the text to go to the grocery store and go to the gym and do everything else they're doing, and then have to, stop that process that they're now used to come in and into the auto shop, it's moving backwards. So if you can let your consumers or your customers pay the way they are used to with everything else, it's just going to make it an easy process in your shop.
Would it be true to say that this text to pay can also benefit shops getting paid quicker from fleets and other types of situations where they don't trust the driver, or just take a check to wherever they're picking up the vehicle or whatever method that they use? But now with text to pay, we can set it up on a corporate card and pay those bills off faster and not have to worry about all that.
Yeah, a lot of our customers that do fleet work, there's the text to pay, but there's also the email option where they can use the same link but shoot off an email too. So if you're dealing with an accounting department or somebody like that, if they can pay by credit card, they can usually pay a lot faster. So if you have to get a PO and you have to do ACH and they have to do all that whole process, it could take them, 30, 60 days to get that payment out. Where if they can pay by credit card, they can pay now. So being able to shoot off a text, shoot off an email, however it gets to them, still having that same link where it already has the total in there. They just literally click a button, put in a credit card, and they're done. It's also making that job for that accounting person a lot easier, and they can make the payment super quick. So for sure, I think that's a big thing for the fleets as well.
Here's another advantage they have too is that they can pay it and the keys can be locked in the vehicle and their people can pick it up anytime that they're available, which opens up a lot more too. So I
Yeah.
think that's a big advantage. The fact that we give people, customers, the ability to use their credit card, is it helping them now with the craziness, inflation, and all that stuff that's going on?
Yeah, I think just in general, people are using their credit cards more and more. I mean, we even have some customers in like a manufacturing industries that never took credit cards and are taking credit cards now. But yeah, I think there was a stat I read, I think it was from 2021 Federal Reserve documents, where I think like 37% of Americans can't pay a surprise $400 bill out of their bank account or with a check. So they have to use some form of credit or consumer financing or something like that to cover that cost. And for you guys that are shops, think about your average repair order. It's most likely above that $400 limit there. So there's a good chunk, almost one out of three customers that obviously is going to be very different in different parts of the country, but
Mhm.
countrywide, there's one out of three customers that can't pay that $400 bill out of pocket. So if they don't have a credit card, then they're going to need consumer financing or getting some other option to pay. But a lot of them will, be putting those things on credit cards.
Well, you just opened the door to my next question. Getting some kind of financing, can that possibly be done via text?
For sure. That's one thing where we just came out with was our consumer financing waterfall. So being able to have a all linked through the software and have it one click that can apply to a financing option And if for whatever reason it gets declined by that first option, it'll automatically roll with all the information to a secondary or tertiary option. So the customer really only has to fill out one application, and then they can apply, and it'll take that information throughout to make sure they, from good credit to no credit, that someone's going to be able to get financing.
And that's what the whole waterfall thing is, that you only have to enter all your info once and it carries over if indeed you have to.
Yeah.
Because that's for those folks out there that don't know what that term actually means.
Yep.
But that's very good. Well, I mean, anything else that you think is important for our audience to know about text to pay and text to finance and things of that sort?
Well, one of the things on the financing piece, so we have the waterfall. What we're starting to do is, we have lots of partners out there, like you guys, on the software space, and we're working with all of our partners to really get it integrated at the time of decision. So if you think about it, a lot of financing is offered now at checkout or at the invoice, but it's, we look at that as it's already too late. They've already chosen the job they're going to do. If we can get them at the time of decision, in the estimate stage, in the time you say, hey, you came in for an oil change, but we found these 10 other things that need to be done. And instead of $100, it's going to be, $1,500. And it's a little bit of a sticker shock. That's where you want to make sure the financing is available. It's presented every single time to your customer. So that's what we're really rolling out now with some partners, and into 2023, want to get it out there so your shop can have financing presented to every single customer every single time, really just to help increase that ARO and, make sure your customers can get a safe vehicle back on the road.
It's great. Well, hopefully all the folks that are watching this, they're going to take something away from it, because again, it's that whole time savings thing, and the fact that you're also giving your customers options on how to pay when things are difficult. I think all that's very, very important. And Jesse, thanks for being on board with us at Automotivated, Bolt-on's way of communicating to customers different things that they may not have thought of, and things that are going to make their business a lot better.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me, and appreciate our partnership.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Great. Good talking with you.